That comic podcast.
Hello and welcome back to That Comic Podcast. And as you can see, it's just me, but wow, do I have a guest that I never thought I'd have. You can tell by the cowl. You can tell by the ears. He might have a Delco accent, but my God, there's no other Batman in my life but Delco Batman. Thank you so much for joining me, my good sir. It's been a while. We've talked about doing this, but you're here in the cowl, which is the best part.
Yes. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Oh, no. So for anybody unaware, Delco Batman and myself have been working pretty hand in hand for a little bit over at Comic Universe, doing a lot of their Instagram reels and a lot of their social media content, which has just been a blast. But I also got a good insight on what it's like to be Batman. And that's what I think is so interesting about today's show, which is what is the day in the life of Batman? So, Delco Batman, explain to me, first off, how did we get into this world? Like, what brought us into cosplaying to this degree, and what is it about cosplaying that keeps you coming back, especially to Batman?
It all started, my buddy has he used to have a Halloween party every year. And he used to have a whole 9 yards, costume contest, the whole thing. And then the first time I cosplayed as Rambo, and I had like the face grease, and then I had a prosthetic gash on my shoulder, grossing people out. I was like playing with it, and it was a hit. And then next year I kept topping myself. I'm like, I have to do something more. And what. So then the 1 year I'm like, I want to be Batman. I want to be like
Don't
the
we
best.
all?
Yeah, of course.
Don't we all?
And like when the time came, it was absolutely horrible. It didn't come out as like I had it imaged in my head. And then once I brought it to life, it wasn't that great. But we all start somewhere.
But see, that's the Batman in you, because it wasn't like, let's just move on. Obviously, this isn't for me. Take a look behind him, and you can see, for those who are watching instead of listening, and then those who are listening, go to YouTube and check the actual clip out. But this man has multiple variations of the Batman costume. He's got multiple variations of the cowl. I like the fact that your story started with disappointment, but that just fueled you into becoming the best Batman you could be.
Yeah. Basically, and then one thing led to another. My same friend, his daughter was turning 5, and he's like, "Hey, do you feel like doing a birthday party for my daughter?" I'm like, "Absolutely." Then that turned into, it just snowballed. Next thing you know, I saw muscle suits, and then I bought one. Then I bought.
You're
two,
telling me
three.
that's not you?
No, unfortunately, that's not me.
I've been cheated.
But yeah. One turned into two turned into 3, and then over the years, I slowly started to learn a lot more about cosplay. I started to get into the making your own kind of thing. I don't make the cowls. I don't make these suits, but I have dove into having people 3D print my armor, and I put it together. I glue it. I do all the painting, and it is pretty satisfying when you see it all come to life.
Well, let's move back. I want to talk about your accolades in a second, but before let's go back into the origin a little bit, because I am intrigued on the idea of you getting to see yourself in the cape and cowl for the first time, and yet being disappointed in the outcome, but that driving you further. So what was it about that moment that made you go, all right, I'm going to step this up, opposed to, well, I tried that, let's pick something else?
Well, I, just like anything that I do, clearly, I want everything to work out on the first try. And it never works out on the first try.
We filmed together. I'm aware.
Yeah. So I'm like, I refuse to accept this. So I learned, I was piecing so many different things together. Like I had a Batman Returns cowl with Arkham City chest piece. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, you got way too much different things going on here, and my mind was like, I'm seeing Batman Returns, I'm seeing Arkham. It's like, you know what? Why don't you start doing your own vision?
I like
That
that.
way, you have no expectations. Like I mean, you have no like Michael Keaton or Ben Affleck, or take the different aspects, and then once I kind of figured that, then I'm like, all right, I'm good. And then I designed my own that one, the emblem.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Oh, that's very cool. Well, and I always thought was unique when every time we would do something at Comic Universe is very very rarely did I see you in full getup, and it was the same getup.
Yeah.
Like we did the boxing video, it was a different suit. When we did the attacking Mike, it was a different suit. When you guys were buddies playing video games, it was a little different. Like every one of them, you showed up in something unique, which is like, I'm like, man, this guy really earned the name Delco Batman, because it's not just like he throws a costume on. Like, no, he opens up his wardrobe and goes, which is the costume today? What would best fit what I'm trying to accomplish? And that screams Batman, first off.
Right.
But Batman's not the only character.
No.
So you also do Wolverine.
I do.
And you've got multiple Wolverines as well.
I do Wolverine, yes. Matter of fact, the suit's right here, but I'm afraid to turn the camera. And
that's fair. We'll do another interview as Wolverine. We'll do that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So what was it? Just an easy jump from Batman to Wolverine because of the gristly voice, or like what made you want? Yeah, was that it? Was it really
more or less? I mean, my buddy. So besides that, a friend of mine, I didn't realize at the time, would cosplay as Deadpool, and we were talking as I do. We should do Comic Cons, but at that point I was Batman. And then Deadpool and Wolverine was on the verge of coming out. I'm like, I think I might have to do a Wolverine. So he got all excited, and I started doing Wolverine. But ultimately, for some reason, I just keep gravitating back towards Batman. When it comes to public appearances, community day parades, it's just Batman is universally loved by all ages.
Absolutely. It's an icon of a character. But
yeah,
I guess that begs the question then, growing up, were you just a big comic fan and Batman was your guy? Or like
Batman was my guy. Yeah, I remember, I think it was like 1997 whenever Batman Forever came out.
And, Batman Forever, of all.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I think my dad got me the cheap Halloween costume with the cloth cowl. And then we went to, I think it was Spencer's in the Granite Run Mall. Remember, they had the big wall of masks behind the counter?
Yeah.
So I saw a urethane version of the Sonar cowl. And I'm like, I want that.
I got to have it.
So even at that age, I'm like, this thing, what do we have here? Like this, costume from Spirit Halloween, I'm like, all right, if I replace the cowl, that'll look better, so I'm already at that.
So how does this work then? So for anybody who's unaware, when I say Delco Batman, I guess that doesn't make sense for the entire country. So Delco Batman is Delaware County here in Pennsylvania. Yes. So you being the Batman of Delco, what happens when you meet like the Batman of Montgomery County or the Batman of Philadelphia or the Batman of Idaho? Like, is there an interconnected Batman?
We trade stories.
Do you really?
Stories. Yeah, matter of fact,
I made those up. I didn't know those people were real.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I don't know about Batman of Delaware of Montgomery County, but I'm good friends with Bradman Cosplay. So he does Batman in Columbus, Ohio, and
that's where I was born. That's my Batman.
So I gave.
Well, you're my Batman now.
Yeah, right. So, but yeah, we talk regularly, and I know a few people. We just trade stories.
Well, is the like, I know how the comic community has become very niche oriented. Like you'll find a lot of people in like, say, Batman chat rooms. Is that same with cosplay? Is it like Batman cosplay chat room, or is it just like cosplay?
There is, yeah. I mean, there's plenty of Facebook groups, like Batman Facebook groups that I used to be regular in. You just, you go on there and you post you do a photo shoot. You post like, hey guys, check this out. I just got this new cowl from Hernandez, blah, blah, blah. And everyone, it's a very supportive community. Everyone is super nice. But yeah, I mean, there's a I don't know. There's a chat for everything now.
That's
It's
true.
like, Wolverine, Joker, Batman. I mean, there's a little bit for everyone.
But is there ever, do you ever find like an itch to do a new cosplayer, or is it kind of consistently Wolverine, Batman? Because you tend to then get another Batman suit or another Wolverine suit.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever want to branch out? Because I think you could be a good Punisher.
I actually did Punisher before. Yeah, I actually did. Yeah,
and Delco could use a good Punisher.
I have the vest. I got the vest. I actually, my buddy hunts. So I asked him, I said, can you get me a legit crushed bullet?
Oh,
like
awesome.
I wanted to do full authenticity here. So
that's awesome.
So he uses, I don't know, this ballistics gel to where you shoot and you can actually recover the bullet. And he's like, here you go. So I grabbed it and then I infused it in the vest, and I threw some fake blood on there, and yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. So there's definitely a Punisher video coming in soon at some point. Now that I know that's an option.
Yes.
Actually, what are you doing Tuesday?
Yeah.
Never mind. We'll talk about that later. But
yeah, right.
But okay, so how long altogether have you been cosplaying then?
Maybe about like 10 years.
10 years. Wow. That's amazing. So then recently, Creative Cosplay Magazine just featured you, and you had several pages in there dedicated to how awesome your Batman costume is.
I think it was the top of maybe like the bottom half of one page.
Was it? I swore there was at least 4 or 5 photos. I googled all this and brought it up.
So we share like the way they it looks like they did. This is the first time I've done this with them. So basically, again, the cosplay community. I talk to all my other friends, and you go on there and you apply. I see them at all the Comic Cons. And the last time I saw him was at Fan Expo Philly, and the guy's like, have you submitted yet? I'm like, no, but I would love to. He's like, please send us some photos. So I'm like, all right. So I did my thing. But yeah, essentially, I think I share the page with a Red Hood Joker cosplay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Are you going to resubmit as Wolverine?
Eventually, yes.
You should 100%. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, so the whole kind of Delco, we'll call it the amalgam universe, but since there's DC and Marvel characters among you all, actually there's Ghostbusters as well. You guys seem like a pretty tight-knit group. Is it just because of location, or like how does the cosplay community work? Is it because like with comic shops, it's easy. You go to the comic book store and you see other people who are into comics and problem solve. But it's not like you guys all meet up at Michael's.
No. No, I mean, that's the one thing that kind of sucks, because it's like I talk to a lot of people across the United States, even the world, and I really want to meet all these people, but unfortunately, not too many of them are around here. Like I said, I got 2 friends of mine in Columbus, Ohio, and I got another friend in Vegas, and but no, it's like once we found like Delco Spidey, Delco Deadpool, we just, kind of just congregated together, and it's like, hey, let's create a chat, and let's just, keep throwing different dates out there. And it's like, hey, you guys want to do this Comic-Con, or hey, you want to do this community day? And, whoever shows up and can make it, great. If not, we all have lives.
I bet you it also probably creates this inadvertent competition. And I don't mean you're actually competing, but what I mean is when you all of a sudden show up in a new suit with muscles and armor, and everyone's like, well, damn, I only have spandex. Like, everybody else has to now step up because, again, you look like you have a legitimate bat closet behind you. I'm guessing that they all don't have the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Actually, I can't say that. No, not too many of my other fellow cosplayers around here probably go as crazy as I do. I don't have a basement
it's not crazy.
wall.
It's
they don't
dedication.
have a basement wall dedicated to this. So no.
I mean, to be fair, they don't like. It's not like Spider-Man's going to come with that wall. It's just going to be on a hanger or in a trunk.
Exactly.
So, I mean, to be fair,
Yeah.
but that it's cool to see how like ever since working with you at Comic Universe, how many times it's been like, oh well, let's call Deadpool, and it's like you're gonna what?
Yeah.
Oh, let's get Spidey on the phone. Maybe Captain America could show up, and I'm like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah. The toughest thing is to try and get everyone's schedule in sync, because we all have lives and it's super tough. But when we do get together, it's really special.
Well, and let's talk about the special part, because one of the aspects of being Batman has to be how the community sees you. So it's like, yes, Batman is a cultural icon. Yes, you being Batman is going to gather attention no matter where you go. But the kind of attention that it brings is just it's whimsical almost. Yeah. Like the kids who see you must lose their mind, because you don't look like a guy in a Halloween costume. You're not wearing hockey pads. You know what I mean? Like you've obviously put a lot of effort, and you are a very passing Batman. Like there's no question when you see you, like, wow, that guy really went out of his way.
I do the best I can.
Yeah, that's Bruce, you know? So what is it? Let's zoom out. What's the most rewarding aspect of being Batman?
The younger kids coming up to you and just straight hugging you. They don't even say hi. They just run up and they just grip onto you.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's super cool. Yeah, and then just even adults, when I go to a Comic-Con or I'm doing these events, they just like pass you by and you're like, dude, that's a great suit. It helps your confidence. When I was a kid, I was shy. I didn't talk to anyone. I had like my close group of friends, and that was it. But then once I started doing this, kind of boosts your confidence a little bit, makes you feel good.
All right, so we talked about what was great, and I agree that's got to be a special moment. But what's probably the worst part about being Batman? Like, if we did the best, what's the worst part of a day of Batman?
Okay, so the worst part is pretty easy. So when it comes to birthday parties and public appearances, mainly birthday parties, you have like the younger kids. The younger kids that just run up to you and give you a hug, and they're like, "It's Batman! Oh my gosh!" And then there's like this
early
age group where they get old enough to where they're like, "You're not the real Batman. Where's your Batmobile?" And I'm like, "My Batmobile's matter of fact right there. I got this beautiful black Camaro," and they're like, "All I see is a car," and I'm like,
what do you think the Batmobile? What do you think Mobile in Batmobile is?
Right. I'm sorry it doesn't have black wings on it.
Go watch the Batman and come back to me.
Right. So, I mean, it's a small little tiny, whatever you want to call it, negative in a bigger, but it is what it is. It comes with the territory.
I get that, and I'm going to challenge you a little bit that there is a worse part. And I don't play Batman. I've never dressed up as Batman, but I'm still going to assume that more than an hour in that suit has to be rough.
Oh, 100%.
That has to be. Like once you hit 50 minutes, I feel like heat stroke is a problem.
Yeah. It definitely, and mainly the cowl, because there's no escaping this. So, I start leaking out the back, start leaking out the front.
Every video we've done, there's usually a little drip off the nose of the cowl. It's always funny because it's always backlit too.
Especially when you're in front of kids and the kids are like, "Why are you leaking?" I'm like, "Well, I'm a human being, so human beings sweat, so I'm sorry."
Well, I heard Ben Affleck was saying that he couldn't do more than like 35, 40 minutes at a time before he would get headaches, and he would get he had to keep getting out of the costume to cool off.
I don't normally get headaches, honestly. Like my one shoulder starts to ache me after a certain point. I can't explain that, but maybe it's just your everything is just so tight and you're kind of almost stiff. I mean, for Pete's sake, like I can't really turn my head in the one
Batman
piece.
Neck.
Yeah, exactly. Remember the one time we were doing the video and you're like, "Can you turn your head?" And I'm like,
I could turn my shoulders.
I can turn my shoulders. Yeah.
Well, then I guess there's probably one other. If we're gonna add a list of three, so we'll say early teenagers who don't want to accept the fact that you're Delco's Batman.
Yeah.
We'll say overheating in the suit, and then the lack of zipper has to be rough.
Yeah, basically, you got to make sure that you do your business before you put the suit on.
Because it's got to be what? How long does it take you to put the whole getup on?
We'll say like 20 minutes, half an hour
To just put it on.
Just to put it on, yeah.
Wow.
But see, this is where the learning curve like comes into play. So like over the years, yeah, okay, I have this big one piece suit. Well, over the years, I'm like, okay, what if I do this and I just have tactical pants from the waist down? So there you go. You don't have to worry about the zipper thing.
Yeah.
You know,
especially depending on what you're doing that day.
Exactly.
Do you find that you gravitate towards certain versions of the costume depending on what you're being asked to do or what time of year it is?
Yeah. I got some suits that are a little bit more, even more hotter than usual. So I usually keep them for like the winter. And then like the armor that I've used in the at the comic book store, I generally use that like if it's like a July summer day and I'm like doing a parade in Prospect Park or something like that. It's like, yeah, let's do the least heated suit possible, and it's a little bit of relief. It really is. It makes a difference.
Well, it's just like even when we did the boxing one, it felt like you could move a lot more in the suit that you showed up with.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so you say you're doing parades and stuff as well. Like, do you tend to get a lot of calls of that nature of like public events or
public event? Generally, I do my usual. So we got the Aston Community Day Parade, Media Community Day Parade. Prospect Park always asks us to do National Night Out, and by us I mean the other people in my cosplay group. And
that's awesome.
And then you get the occasional birthday.
That's awesome. Well, what about just like messing with people? Like, you ever just like Saturday late at night just go walk the streets just to go? People go, is that fucking Batman?
I did that. Honestly, I was on vacation down Ocean City, Maryland one time, and I brought the suit with me. And I'm like, I'm just gonna suit up for no reason. I'm just gonna walk on the boardwalk.
That's so good. That must have been fun.
It was fun. And keep in mind, that was the first time I ever did anything.
What month?
Huh?
What month?
I think it was like August. We're talking
still
like
pretty hot. That's
yeah.
That's still
it was
rough.
at night. It was at night.
I'm about to say, I'm surprised we're talking.
Yeah. Well, and leading up to it, honestly, was kind of a big deal because I'm like, I don't know. I've never done this before. Again, I was shy when I was a kid. I'm like, this is kind of, I don't know, and I finally pushed myself to do it. And I went out and you got a couple, once you get past the initial, like you got people looking at you like you got two heads. You got people kind of giving you dirty looks, and then all the people that are just coming up to you and taking selfies with you and like, do the voice, say the thing, and then that just makes everything.
Well, screw
like,
the
I don't
people.
really care what people think.
Yeah, first off, screw the people who would give you dirty eyes for you dressing up as Batman are miserable people.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're at the point where you're judging a guy who's making the children of the boardwalk happy, then I got no time for you. Like,
right.
Your opinion means very, very little because obviously they're not here to just do something cringy. They're here to do something special for those around you. You are just too short-sighted to see it.
Right.
So, do you find that those moments are consistent with every time you put on the cape and cowl? Do you find that
they're very rare?
Yeah,
they're very rare. Yeah, and then it's generally a good response, than negative. I mean, generally it's.
Well, how about the reverse? How about the kids running up and how happy they are to see you? Is that like every time?
For the most part, yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, some of them, I will admit, I have made kids cry before.
Oh no!
Just by the look of me,
I mean, to be fair, you're like your whole thing is fear. I mean, I guess you did your job if they cried, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, well, and like I know I come across like kind of an asshole on the reels
those videos. Yeah, no, about to say, when do you come off as an asshole?
Person, like I try to be as nice. Like when a kid, like a parent comes up to me, they're holding their child. I'm like, "How you doing?" And then as soon as I wave, it's like, I'm like, "Okay, I'm sorry."
I got it. Let me go find Superman. I'll be right back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're not an asshole as much as those videos want you to be. I know that. We all know that.
Right.
We all know that. And to be fair, when you punched Tommy, he swung at you like 6 times.
Yeah, right.
That was self-defense.
It was, yeah. It was.
If you have no idea what we're talking about as far as that, because again, this is mostly on YouTube.
Yeah.
And those who are listening to the actual still podcast, if you head over to comicuniversedelco.com or Comic Universe Delco on Instagram, you'll see a lot of the work that Delco Batman and I have done with Comic Universe, and they are by far my favorite videos. Like every single time you show up, those videos get exponentially better. And what I love is you never push back. Like it always gets to a point where I'm more concerned about you than you are. Where I'm like, everybody take a break, let the guy breathe, get him in front of a fan, and you're just like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, you're leaking, brother. You're leaking.
Yeah, Mike keeps handing me paper towels. I'm like, dude, I got pockets full of paper towels. I'm good. Thank you so much.
But you never say no to an idea. You never really push back. I mean, you are like that same mentality you had in the beginning of Batman is who I want to be. It didn't look the way I wanted to, so I'm going to push further. It's not like you show up and say, tell me where to go. You're like, well, what about this? What about that? Like you also want the finished product to be something worth watching.
Yeah.
And as simple as a Instagram video is, still comes across as important to you, which means that it speaks to your caliber as a human. And that's what I will have any chance I can get to work with you on any project. 100% I want you involved, because I know that I could say, Delco Batman, I need this done. And I don't have to think about it. It's going to get done because Delco Batman's on the case.
Yeah. I mean, I just, when I was younger, we used to do backyard. Me and my buddies used to do backyard wrestling. So we used to do the filming and put the music to it and all that. And what you guys do, it just goes right. It falls in line with all of that. And I'm like, finally, that's why I was telling you the one day, I'm like, dude, it's amazing being here. And you guys just tell me what to do. And I don't have to worry about, wait, we need to get it from this angle. Wait, we need to get it from this. We got to do that. You guys are a well-oiled machine.
Well, let's be honest. That's an Instagram video. When we start doing other more important things, it will be a lot of, nope, now we need a wide, now we need a now we need tight, now we need we need pickup shots, we need the whole yard. So, we're going to get to that point, but not for Instagram videos.
Right. But no, I mean, I think at one point, one buddy, he's like, dude, you got like Batman, you need to be Wolverine, because at least with Wolverine, you can have a little bit more fun. Batman isn't really like funny and Batman like is a brooding person. And I'm like, but I like to goof around, and I like I like to try and be funny just in general. And then once we started doing the videos, same people like, okay, I get it now. You make the whole thing kind of work.
Well, and what makes it work so well, and for anybody who's unaware of industry terms, you play a great straight man, meaning that you are the serious person in the video surrounded by knuckleheads. Yeah. So you playing it the way that the Batman we need you to be works so well with someone like Mike, who's a walking cartoon character.
Yeah, exactly.
The juxtaposition between the two of you is amazing. That's why that video of you guys playing video games where you were just riffing is so funny, because you're still trying to, like, you kept cracking every once in a while, which I love, but you were like, I can't do that. But you kept trying. You stay in character when you're in that cowl, which is even when it's hard to do, because Mike can make that hard to do. But you can see that even in moments like that where it's just riffing, the performance is still important. And I don't know enough about cosplay to know how true that is with everyone. I know I've worked with cosplayers in the past when we've done Fireside. We've had cosplayers at our tables, but a lot of times it's just taking pictures and you're in a costume.
Yeah.
We had one cosplayer who was Harley Quinn who kept it, she would do the dialect
Yes.
and the whole nine
Yeah.
yards, but she was rare. And I found that to be pretty consistent with the cosplayers that I knew. Most of them were just really into the actual look and getting the shot right. But as far as the presentation in long form content, we'll say, it's less important because it really is about the still instead of the I guess the gravitas of the character you're trying to play, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I think this past year when I was at Fan Expo Philly, I met a Harley Quinn, and she was like in character the whole. I'm like, excuse me, can I get a picture? She's like, oh my gosh, of course, it's Batman. I'm like, okay, then yeah, let's do this. If you want to do it, let's do it.
Well, does that push you to want to get back into character? Like, is that inspiring to you when you see people like they don't just wear the costume, they wear the character?
Yeah, absolutely. When they do that, it's like, okay, fine. You want to do it? Let's do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like that's the difference. And look, again, I don't know enough about this community, so feel free to tell me when I'm wrong. But I feel like that's what the difference between a good cosplayer and a great cosplayer, because everyone can get a good costume.
Yeah.
Not everyone can embody the character. And
I mean, I have to admit, it's hard for me to like the voice.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm in the suit, people come up to me and ask me for a photo. I'm like, of course, sure, of course. I'm like, yes, please. Let's say, like, dude, you got to stay in character. I'm like, I can't. I'm having so much fun. Like it's
I also would like to talk tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when we were doing the video and you were doing the books for the week, that you were like, dude, they're doing the voice the entire time is going to be a problem. I'm like, we could break it up into sections.
Yeah, right.
We could take a break in between, but I could see how that would hurt your voice. But like, what about like voice changers? Is that something you ever thought about?
I looked into that. There is a company that makes it's a throat mic, and then it runs down your suit, and then you got a little JBL speaker connected to your utility belt. Only problem is it's like, I don't know. I'm like, if I'm in public, the speaker's only so big, and you're fighting against all the everything around you. I just didn't see it really worth spending the money.
Isn't that also
and
true
it wasn't
with your
cheap
voice?
either. What's that?
I mean, that's fair. Not being cheap is one thing, but isn't that also true with your own voice?
Yeah.
Like, you're still competing with everybody. I feel like a speaker would actually
true.
help.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
that's
not
true.
to push you into the thing that's not cheap, I'm just saying.
Yeah. There's just so many things that there's so many things you could spend money on with this hobby. I just like certain things. I'm like, okay, I don't necessarily think that's not necessary, at least for me. Not right now, at least.
Yeah,
Plus, on top of all that, it's just another thing that I have to figure out on top of everything else that I got to put on. I'm like, oh, hold on, let me get under my shirt. I got to run the throat mic up, and then I got to put the thing on, make sure it's,
It's a lot. No,
it's a lot.
I watch you get into character, we'll say, and it's a process.
Yeah,
like, I like you usually show up half dressed. You're usually like half in the suit when you get there.
Yeah,
it's a process.
The first time I walk in, I'm like, all right, I'm going to suit up outside in the truck, and then I'm going to walk in. By the third or fourth video, I'm like, hey guys, I threw my stuff. I'm like, I'm ready. Hold on.
All right, I'll give you a second.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Batman for a second, because let's round you out as a Batman fan then. So let's first off, let's do some basics, some easy ones. Let's do your hierarchy of Batman actors. Who's the number one Batman actor for you in all media? This doesn't have to be like a lot of people will go, well, Kevin Conroy's my favorite, but I think Kevin Conroy is allowed to be in the list.
I think Kevin Conroy probably plays the best version of Batman.
Yeah.
I grew up with Michael Keaton, but yeah, I loved the cartoon, the animated series. That was the best. But as a cosplayer, I kind of take certain points from all of them, and I kind of make it my own.
Well, then let's talk about recent Batman then, because he's so. I mean, he's not entirely unique, but he is unique when you think about all of the people who play Batman so far.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson's Batman's very different. So, what do you think
Very.
you pulled from him?
The tactical look. You know, it looks like he's got like a flight suit. All right, well, I have tactical pants. I can make that work. That's the armor, my black armor, that it all kind of works. It kind of plays into it. I was never really too crazy about his cowl, but again, I love the tactical aspect of it, and that that works. I love the movie. The movie kind of is more like comic driven. The long Halloween. That's what it is, right?
Oh, with the well, it's not really the Long Halloween, but
but
I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
Aspects.
The more detective Riddler story
exactly
that movie turned out to be. Interesting thing about that cowl, I feel like they were just trying to make a realistic version of Adam West's.
Yeah.
So if you look at the two together, it's very much an Adam West design, just in the dark black that you would expect a standard design to be, which I kind of like, because I feel like that costume pulled a lot from everybody. And I feel like the new Superman did the same thing. I feel like so many aspects of that costume were pulled from different elements, like the lines in the suit. Felt very New 52-ish. Is there a version of Batman you haven't done yet that you want to?
Well, I mean, just recently, I just got a gray muscle suit from Reeves FX, and I always said that I wanted to do my design, but black with a gold trim.
Oh,
and
cool.
I never really had that, the way I wanted it. Plus, on like a lighter gray muscle suit. So that was the latest one that I did, and that was the one that's always escaped me over the years. So
what about blue gray?
I tried. I did that once. It didn't last very long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why? Now, why so? Because it's such a big topic of debate with James Gunn right now, and how he wants his Batman to look, and everybody wants that, but he's like, it kind of looks weird on film.
I think for me, it's just like my style is. I think I look a lot better with like black, dark gray, the bright blue, I don't know. It's just, I'm not knocking it by any means. It's just for me, when I'm suited up from head to toe in black with the cowl and and the armor, I'm like, I like that. That looks good to me.
What about white eyes? Is that something you ever considered?
Yeah, I would love to do white eyes, because that way it would relieve me from putting on eye makeup every time.
Although it is awesome when you take off that cowl and you look like an emo singer.
Oh yeah, exactly. There is some aspects to that. Yeah,
like just get a real mopey looking version of you, just like real dramatic light.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And there's just something funny about the idea of every time Batman's about to go out and do something serious, he has to run into the bathroom real quick.
Hold on.
Let me just apply my makeup.
Yeah, I'm asking my girlfriend. I'm like, what? I'm like, makeup remover. Everything that I'm doing is burning my eyes.
Oh no, you've never like laid down after like having that on your face and staining your pillow, have you?
No.
You ever forget to take it off?
Yeah.
Only reason I ask is my dad's in media and he has to wear stage makeup. And a lot of times he'll come home and forget about it, and then all of a sudden you'll look at the pillow and you're like, oh my God, what happened here? This is foul.
Yeah, usually when I get out of the suit, the first thing that I need is food, because I just sweat so damn much.
That's a good point.
So no, I usually, as soon as I don't go to sleep immediately after I get out of the suit, I just but the funny part is, like, when we're out, like when the group of us are out, and afterwards we're like, hey, let's go grab some food, and I completely forgot. That's when I forget. And we're like walking into Applebee's or whatever. I'm like,
and you look like an emo singer.
Yeah, I'm like, I have to explain myself now.
Which is probably makes you look even crazier. Like, oh, I'm sorry about this. I'm Batman.
Yeah, right. Sure you are. Sure.
All right, pal. Anyway, you're getting it to go, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we talked about the favorite of the Batman actors, but let's go ahead and I'm feeling Batman Forever is number one. But what is our top 3 Batman movies?
It was nostalgia. I was 12 or 13 years old.
I get you. It's nostalgia.
It came out. I honestly, I love the original Batman 89,
Mhm.
even though it's not exactly comic accurate. They kind of, deviated. But it was the first movie that they made that's like not campy. But I really like Ben Affleck's version because he's brooding. It's like that Dark Knight Returns
I like that
style.
you said that because he doesn't get nearly enough credit. He is not the problem with those movies. People just hated the idea that it was Ben Affleck. And it's like, he's actually really good. And I would argue maybe the best Batman scene on film with that warehouse scene.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That warehouse scene is incredible. The movie is not great, but that scene is something special. And he's not my lead. He's like, people make fun of the way his voice sounds, and people like, even if there's a 1% chance that he's like, all of that feels very Batman to me. I don't know why.
Me too.
Whatever. I completely agree. I think Ben Affleck is way overhated in a role that he actually was one of the shining lights in a bad movie.
Yeah. Well, hey, remember, I mean, we're going back now. I remember seeing videos when Michael Keaton first got cast as Batman, be like, Mr. Mom, are you kidding me? Like, seriously. And then he did it, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, he's the great, he's.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger, the same thing. Tobey Maguire, remember? Oh my God. The kid from Pleasantville?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and it turned out, he's still so many of our Peter Parkers.
Yeah. And he knocked it out the park.
All right, what's your 3 then?
3 best Batman movies?
3 best Batman movies. What's the hierarchy?
I feel like no matter what I say, I'm going to piss someone off.
Yeah, but that's what we do here. That's kind of the point. A lot are going to agree with you, and they just hit the thumbs up button. Only the people who type usually have a problem.
Okay, so right off the cuff, I'm just going to say, my top 3 are going to be probably, we'll say, 89 Batman, Nolan's The Dark Knight, and then Batman v Superman.
Wow, you would put that at 3.
Because I like
crazy
the Clash. I like Clash.
Well, look at that. I'm not even typing and I'm pissed off. No, I'm kidding. I get that. I seeing them fight on screen, especially the scene where the kryptonite is wearing off as he's punching Superman and his face stops moving, and Henry Cavill is a gem. So there's so much great about that movie that it's okay to forgive the script for some of it, but the fact that you have to watch an extra 45 minutes for the script to make sense drives me up a wall. It's just such a shame because I remember I watched Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I'm like, granted, this movie's like over 3 hours long, but it is so much better than the original. Yes, it's a great, no question about that. And a lot of that has to do with, what's his name? The director.
I forget, Josh Whedon?
Yes. Yeah. When Whedon came in, he had his own idea on what it was. And as we heard from Ray Parker and a bunch of the other people who were a part of that there was a lot of tumultuous, personalities, we'll say. Yeah. Apparently he was making fun of the original movie a lot with Zack Snyder's, because it must have been weird to get there and see 3 hours worth of footage and then have to cut that down into an hour and a half. But apparently, regardless of that, you're absolutely right. The Snyder cut is really good. It's bloated and it's long and it should be a 2-parter, but past that, it is very well done and it is a really good epic. So I'm with you on that. I am happy he's not in charge anymore. Yeah. As much as I liked that movie, as much as I like 300, I don't think he's at his best when he has to work on scripts. When he doesn't have to work on a script, when he's just given something and said, make your version of this, he tends to do a good job. 300's outstanding. I like the Watchmen movie. I know a lot of people don't, but I think the Watchmen movie is very good. But if he had to write his version of that, probably not so much. Right. Like, it's the reason Rebel Moon nobody cared about. Everyone's like, why would I not just watch Star Wars?
Right, exactly.
So I'm with you there. I don't think I'd give it number 3, though. I think I'd have to put the Batman at number 3. Okay. I'm with you on the first 2, but I think the Batman is a better movie all around.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I get your point. I also think that Batman Forever is a little overhated as well. I don't think Val Kilmer is the best Batman, but I love him as Bruce Wayne. I think he's a great Bruce Wayne.
Same thing with even with George Clooney, even though as abysmal as that was, I feel like he didn't do a horrible job as Bruce Wayne.
He was just George Clooney though.
Yeah.
He just stayed George Clooney the whole time.
He's just staying George Clooney.
He
Yeah.
didn't really switch much up. He was like Bat
Right.
person.
Yeah.
Very,
Exactly.
I still felt like, what was he on, Grey's Anatomy, or what was the ER? Grey's
Yeah.
Anatomy. It shows
Yeah.
what I know. All right. Well, so we know that, obviously Batman and Wolverine mean a lot to you. We know that there's a Punisher cosplay that exists, but we haven't seen it much. What does the future look like for Delco Batman? Like, what are some dream things you would love to do?
I want to go to more Comic-Cons. Yeah. My biggest thing is I want to make it out to cosplay. I think it's called Cosplay World, Richmond, Virginia, or Steel City Con in Pittsburgh. I want to go to more Comic-Cons and meet all these people that I've been talking to on Instagram, and I have yet to meet. That's my biggest thing. I want to meet all these are my people. Like, it's like when I go to a con, I see all these people, perfect stranger. You don't even know who this person is, but across the room, you point at him, he points back at you, and you're just like, yeah.
Because you're in a world together that very few people understand unless you
Exactly.
actually put on the suit.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
Yep.
That. I wish there were cosplayers for bigger people. I have like two choices. I got like the dude. I could be Silent Bob, maybe.
Silent Bob.
But yeah, it is something that I always admired, especially when people wear the character. I think I'm going to stick with that saying, because I like it when actors do the same thing. I like when an actor is like, nope, that I am known as this character and I will ride those rails for as long as people will have me as that character.
Yep.
And, I hate when people are like, I don't want to be pigeonholed and just only seen as that one thing. It's like, why? Why would you not want to leave your mark on such an iconic aspect of pop culture?
Right. Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah. All right. Well, so with more cons in your future, with more meetups, other than Batman, Wolverine, and Punisher, is there anybody else that we might see you as one of these days? Is there any dream cosplays down the road that, like, if you had an unlimited amount of money, an endless bank account, or a credit card that you never had to pay back, what would you get?
Well, I've been told a couple times that I would do a good Judge Dredd.
That's a good. I think you would make a good Judge Dredd.
Yeah,
I think you would make a good Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I think you could do a good Red Hood. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a plenty of characters that you could pull off very well. It's just, and I don't know, is that an aspect of cosplay where you just kind of gravitate to a character and then you just perfect that character, or is it like, you could tell from me, make one Magic the Gathering deck, it turns into 15.
Right.
Is that the same? Is that like, do you ever find the itch to wear a different costume, or is it always like, how do I make Batman better?
It's usually just how do I'm always I am always tinkering with stuff. It's like it's almost like you can ask any cosplayer. It's kind of like I feel like you are never 100% happy with, if you're making it yourself, at least. Like this Wolverine suit that I have, I built that I started it last September. I finished it in December, and I'm still, last week, I was still adjusting it and working on it, and so I am always thinking of ways to either improve the suit, make it easier on me, make it more comfortable.
Oh no! And the reason I like the way that you're saying that, I'm actually trying to look up a quote real quick because you made me think of something. Who is the one who said it? Leonardo da Vinci said that art is never finished, only abandoned.
Yeah,
and I think that's very true for cosplayers, and I think that's the difference again between wearing the character versus wearing the costume. I think there are those, and I think that's the difference also with someone who wants to tinker and be good at being Batman versus have a wardrobe of characters to select from, because it's more about the person behind the cowl than you. Like, I mean, just to be transparent, we cut this if you don't really want to say this part, but you didn't want me to use your name because of the gravitas of the cape and cowl. Yeah. And I love that. Like, I love the idea that you want the mystery to stay alive because you are Delco Batman.
Right.
You were not the face behind the cowl. You were the
Exactly.
cowl. And I love that. And I think
Yeah.
that's what makes you an artist versus, I mean, I hate to say versus a cosplayer because I believe cosplayers are artists, but I
Yeah.
think there's a difference between the two, if that makes sense.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I just, I don't know. I like tinkering with stuff. I do. you know, even with the cosplay group, Cap was having some issues with his costume, and you know, I'm like, look, if I can help you out in any way, that I will. My one buddy is actually starting a Rocket Raccoon cosplay, so I'm supposed to be.
You're gonna be Groot.
What's that?
You're gonna be Groot.
Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna. Well, you know what?
I mean, just saying.
You just opened up a can of worms now.
It's an option.
Yeah, it is. Well, the funny part is he was Robin to me a couple years ago, so that would actually make sense if I'm his Groot. You know,
I love that.
So
I love that. Well, so how does that work then? With like, I know you and Delco Deadpool are close.
yeah.
When you know that he's going to a con, do you still show up as Batman, or do you go, "Oh, I got to be Wolverine because Deadpool's there"?
It depends. You know, if me and Deadpool go together, usually I want to do Wolverine, but like the best solution to that is if it's a 2 con day, I'll do Deadpool and Wolverine like say Saturday, and then Sunday I'm like, look, I have to be Batman. So Sunday I'll do Batman, and now that we have a Deadpool Batman comic crossover, it might, you know, make a little bit more sense.
Yeah, well,
So-
we're going to see you both again, and I know I'm going to see you plenty of times, but I definitely November's right around the corner. We got to do a sequel to
Absolutely.
to your
Absolutely.
to your
With
failed
Kid Pool.
with Kid
Yeah.
Pool. That was such a funny video to play.
Yep.
That was a fun one. But I'm actually really excited for a Punisher video. I'm going to keep pushing that. You're going to get sick of me saying, "Hey,
No,
any chance you brought that Punisher vest?"
I mean, it's hanging up right around the corner. So
You're
yeah,
going to be okay not showing that. You're going to be okay outside of a cowl.
I guess so. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I let my beard. It's yeah. The one thing I will say, it's like with Wolverine and Batman. See, I want to go full blown mutton chops with the Wolverine, but it's like Halloween time comes around, and it's like, okay, I got a trunk or treat as Batman Saturday, and then I have this as Wolverine Sunday. It's like, okay, well, Batman does not have mutton chops,
Yeah.
so.
It is what it is, and Batman wins out. When you have to make the choice, it's going to be Batman.
Of course.
Well,
Of
Batman
course.
versus Wolverine, who wins?
That's a tough one, honestly.
is.
I mean, Wolverine heals. You know, Batman is smart, and he's got all the gadgets, and he's rich. But I don't know. I honestly don't know the answer to that one.
I feel like Wolverine takes it over time.
Yeah,
I feel like Batman eventually gets tired and Wolverine wins.
he's only human.
Mm-hmm.
only
I
human.
feel it's inevitable. I think actually Bat in the Sun. Have you ever seen them?
I
They do
did, of
Superpower
course.
Beatdown. The Batman Wolverine, one of the first ones they did, I thought was a really good version of. He thought he had Batman, or he thought he
Yeah.
took Wolverine out, and then that's when he died. It's like, well, that sounds about right.
Yep.
That's oh, by the way, spoiler alert for a really old video, but
Yeah, right.
all right. Well, I mean, I feel as though that we got to get you on one more time at the very least with the other cowl on.
Yeah.
We'll do a Wolverine centric one.
Sure.
But we got more comic universe videos. You and I have more things that we were talking about doing. So we've got some cool things in the works.
Absolutely.
And I believe we can get you into those other cons too. Now, the moment you said that, my wheels started turning and I started texting people. So I want to see what I can do about some of these other con things. But I want to thank you for your time today. I want to thank you for coming on, especially putting on the cowl and sitting in the heat. I hope you have multiple fans on you.
That's fine. That's all good.
Yeah,
It's
no
all
leaking.
good.
It was impressive. No leaking on this one.
No leaking. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's a 2-piece, so it's I could turn my head.
That's amazing. I'm so proud.
Right.
Do me a favor. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Delco Batman on Instagram and Facebook.
Delco Batman, Instagram, Facebook. Anywhere else?
No, that's about it. I don't have Threads or TikTok or anything like that. So,
Well, we might get you a TikTok if we start making more videos.
yeah. It's tough to keep. Look. I made the mistake. I wanted to, Delco Batman. Okay, I kind of just isolated myself to that, and then it's like on Instagram, it's like, oh well, I could do Punisher and Wolverine, but then I'm like, maybe I'm overthinking it, but like, why would I have Wolverine pictures on a Delco Batman page? So then I created Delco Wolverine, and then I realized how
I gotta manage multiple pages.
Yes, yeah. I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and you can't really go Delco Batman / Wolverine.
Yeah, it's way too long.
Batverine, like that doesn't work.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
that doesn't work. So I get it. Things to sort out, but this was awesome. We will definitely have to do this again.
Yes, thank you so much.
And I will see you at the store. You can find the show at That Comic Podcast. If you are listening to this, please head over to YouTube. Give us a subscription there. That's where we are trying to grow the most right now. So comment, like, all the jazz that everybody who you follow tells you to do all the time. If you don't mind doing all that same stuff for us, that'd be great. Go look up Delco Batman. Go check out Creative Cosplay. Take a look and support him over there as well. Let's get him another spread of Wolverine, and then I want to see a Punisher one.
There we go. It'll happen.
Deuces. Take it easy, everybody.
Hey.
That's that, huh?